Welcome back, everyone. Today we're going to be casting a game from yours truly, FloridaMan, playing as the Order of the Dragon, and then in the left corner, or I guess the west corner, we got Unbaited Medusa 99, playing as the French. So we're going to speed this up just slightly. Go to 2 times speed until probably we got Feudal Age going. Then I'll show you guys what I learned from this game. And our goal here is to dissect it, take away some key lessons. So let's see what we could learn. So the French are actively going for the gold, branching out here as well for deer, always a good idea. Hunting is a much quicker way to age up. Now, I didn't really have that luxury. Well, I guess you could say I did. The deer weren't that far away. But when you play as the Order of the Dragon, it's quite expensive sending units out and idling. So I kept mine under the town center. I got 2 on gold. Scouts are coming around right now. This is also, as you guys can tell in the video length, about a 30-minute game, so I wanted to make sure we sped up the beginning a little bit more. And I think everyone will probably be pretty happy with that, especially in the beginning when things are a little bit slower. So the Aachen Chapel's coming down, or Aachen Chapel. That's how I would probably say it in German. Yes, I speak German as well. Hat ihr noch eine Frage? So here we go. Let's slow it down now so I can focus a little bit more. French coming in here, doing a good job of scouting. Medusa, we'll call him the Medusa for now. So this is where things get a little bit more interesting. I got a wood line going, I got gold going, and I got my wood around the base being collected as well. I'm not really branching out into military yet like I usually would do with Order of the Dragon. I'm just clopping away at some wood. In the meantime, School of Cavalry is coming up from Medusa. Let's quickly check here. They got 3 on gold. A lot more on food than I do. That's because my transition wasn't as clean, and I thought I was going to put a few more on wood initially to build some towers, and I think this was actually a good idea, but I went too aggressive here. I could have easily taken a few off. Here you can see scouts coming in, so this would have already been a good time for them to attack, but they're just getting those horses out. According to relics, we got a relic here, here, and mostly on this side here, and then just one little straggler. So relics are going to be really important for the Holy Roman Empire or Order of the Dragons, both of them very important. And typically I would actually go for the Meinwerk, which is the other feudal age building. Here we got outposts going up. So as the Order of the Dragons or HRE, Holy Roman Empire, you kind of think, how am I going to defend myself? I'm going to get aggressive or I'm going to be defensive. And if you're defensive, you build towers, or you could build, especially against the French, you could build some pikemen. At first I choose to go for the towers. There's a good amount of gold on this map. It's just a little bit hard to reach. I think it would be a little bit tricky to play this map as the Malians, but I might be wrong. But you would definitely need to be very aggressive, or you just kind of wall off one of these sections, because there's a lot of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 gold right there. So we got the first Royal Knight out, a proper tank, and they're just eyeing my little village here, but notice how I have towers everywhere. One of the things I don't like about the Aachen Chapel is the fact that I can't garrison anyone in it. To me, it's like a dangerous thing that you need to run around, and often it'll get you caught with your pants down. So you want to make sure you have towers. Otherwise, if you have no towers here and this raid comes, your guys got to run all the way back to the base. So I was able to protect my units, but since these are French, I mean, he's going to lose a scout here. Since these are French units, they are going to regenerate that health, unfortunately. Again, very important that I have a tower here. It really makes their whole attack a lot more difficult. I will almost kill my villager there. This is where just 1 or 2 pikemen also would have been pretty helpful. I definitely had enough resources for that, so I probably should have considered doing it. That was actually something I was thinking about, but somehow I didn't act on it. That was a pretty good defense, just 3 towers up here. You know, it's costing us 100 resources. Not so bad at all. So I'm pretty happy about that. Alright. French branching out, building an archery range. Getting attacked again. So far not. Losing villagers. I'm managing not to lose any villagers, which I'm pretty happy about. But again, these horses keep running away. And I do have quite injured units, so I have to really be mindful of that. I think this is around the point where I was starting to think to myself, okay, I might, yeah, see how dangerous this is? If you just have 1 pikeman up, it's really going to change a lot. Luckily, I don't lose that unit, but losing a lot of health there, so not ideal. Here you can see he's just spawning more and more troops. Food getting collected. We have another archery range. I'm gonna say I really do enjoy how this caster thing is set up. I do know there's the occasional bugs or things that don't get displayed properly, but overall it's pretty amazing and something I think we always wanted with Age of Empires 2. So here we got more Royal Knights kind of piling up, healing up. This was annoying because this guy was almost dead. And this is the point where I'm thinking to myself, okay, I got to get a little bit more defensive, so that's why I throw up a barracks, and I probably should have thrown up 2. But you'll see that just 1 barracks as the Order of the Dragon makes quite a substantial difference. He's going to come out at a really good time here. And just this pikeman, you know, holding down the fort. I was able to fully repel this attack with just 1 pikeman. Now, I don't have a way to heal this pikeman, as I'm playing with the Order of the Dragons. I don't have any prelates just yet. So I got to get into Castle Age as quick as possible. That's my goal. And I have enough resources to do so. So here we go. Just aged up. I was just about to ask myself, why haven't I aged up yet? I only have 1 worker on this with like basically no health. It's kind of funny. So I'm doing a pretty good job building this building. This was really frustrating watching this for me, because I was like, oh man, those guys were basically dead. So my goal actually at one point was to send some pikemen back there and try to kill them. So I sent 2 pikemen out. I want to make a 3rd one for this attack, but they are healing up. Things are going pretty smoothly overall. I'm pretty happy about this. I wish I could be putting a little bit of aggression on, but I just, you know, technically I had enough resources to make a stable and then maybe harass a bit the horsemen. I think that probably would have been a good idea, and I think it's hard not to harass. It really, really is. If you're not harassing, the other person's economy is just flourishing, and they're not wasting resources building defense. Here we got some horses coming around the back, but I'm actually coming around the side right now, and my goal is to actually kill this guy first. I bring this guy back, the weak guys, so they don't go for him. But my units go for the wrong horse, unfortunately. I'm not totally sure why. Maybe it's because the other horse was a little bit ahead. I'm pretty sure I clicked on the right horse, but I guess you never really know. So again, if I just had one horseman, I could deny this whole area. I could come out here, deny this gold until they come up with a counter. So again, one horseman right now would do a lot of damage. It would also make him back up. My problem is I'm not very good at microing sometimes, and I'll have a horse here, I'm getting attacked over here, and then before you know it, I lose my horse here because of a pikeman or something. So that's a little bit tricky, and I should probably do a better job at that. What I was thinking here was doing a little bit of a kind of a scout, ultimately is what I wanted to do. So I age up. I should have put the prelate. Yeah. I think my goal here was to go for a fairly close relic. Typically I would go for one that's further away. Also, look at this. I mean, if you can just deny that with one or two horsemen, then, you know, that really changes some of the momentum, because this is the quickest food gathering, and all of a sudden they would have no food gathering and 6 idle villagers. So it's really important to understand that. Not to mention the deer down here now disappeared. I forgot about my scout. Kind of shows how distracted I am. And what I mean by they disappeared is I should have a good idea that, okay, the food, the deer are disappearing, so clearly Medusa is going for the deer, which would give me a good idea to send some horsemen over there, but I haven't done so, so that was a little sloppy on my end. I don't even know why I put so much time going into these archers. You'll see what happens with them, but I think it was very debatable what ended up, if it was a good idea or not. So down here you can see some quick stats, relics, sacred sites. I have 1 relic already. Very nice. And then over here you could see some additional stats. So I got 2 relics. Walking home right now, and these relics are going to be very helpful. Here comes Medusa, about to do something pretty nasty. And you can see light ranged infantry. Anti-armor. So here's me being pretty greedy, selling prelates all the way back here, and this prelate's gonna have a nice little walk right by the mill, which I don't even consider looking at. And again, just, you know, doing a little bit of scouting would go a long way in this game. So here he's building a pretty aggressive castle, and I think he actually could have gone more aggressive with this. You never really know, but I think this castle, if it was, you know, somewhere here, it would have done a lot more damage. Now the French castles are pretty good, and they have some really nice range on them, so you're going to see I get a little stressed out. 13 times 3 bow. Tiles range is 8. Yeah, similar for now, but they're gonna have this really nice spring golden placement coming up and this cannon placement. We got a pretty decent army here, 25 light range infantry. Here you can see kind of running with my monks. This is where I make a little bit of a mistake here. I forget to click the type barns and piety. Actually, I think I get type barns at one point, but I forget to get piety for a pretty long time. But as long as you get type bars, and I'm not even sure if I'm saying that right. Here's some horsemen in the back. So you can see that these towers really did make a big difference in the beginning. So that was quite nice. Now this is where things start getting pretty tricky pretty quickly. I do have 5 relics though. One's about to be coming in, so I'm getting a really nice resource bump from that. Our scores are almost even, which is kind of interesting to see that. I kind of go for some other things first, since I'm thinking, you know, there's a chance that this goes down, so I'd rather get some tech. That would apply to other things. So he's a pretty sizable army, and you can probably imagine what his goal is going to be from here on out. Let's just say it's going to create a lot of stress for me. I do have a small army. My goal was actually to go with more of the dragon cannon, but I can find him. There he is. He has a really nice attack speed, 112. Yeah, twice as fast as this guy. So now he's got 3 trebs, and this is just, I mean, absolute stress for me. Especially it's unfortunate because I got a nice relic in here, I got research that's coming out. And there's no point in me trying to repair this. This is going down. This was quite unfortunate. I do the emergency repairs that the HRE have and the dragons. But I mean, it's keeping it alive a little bit. It's actually pretty nice. I mean, that's a little bit of the thing with HRE and Order of the Dragons. You kind of want to lean into your strengths, and your strengths are defense. You want almost for people to attack you. Obviously, you don't want to get it this far. This is bad. But your civilization is definitely built for, you know, leaning into people attacking you. You know, at this point, I think, okay, the game's basically over. But I'm thinking to myself, you know, maybe I can hang on there just a little bit longer. I mean, at this point, this is not going to be bad. I probably should have resigned already, but yeah, I guess sometimes you get a little stubborn. So my problem was I didn't have a lot of wood, so me building a counter here was actually way more difficult than it should have been. But at least with the Palace of Sweden, I'm pumping out units really quickly. So, you know, 20 food these cost, and they're just coming out typically in 24 seconds, and now they're coming in 8 seconds. So This is making a huge difference for me to get a lead. And I think Palace of Swabia helped me out a lot. I don't think I would have done nearly as well without Palace of Swabia. Yeah, he's just clearing everything up. I'm surprised he didn't get even more aggressive, but I think he's fine. So at this point, luckily, I got I should have walked it back much faster. This is what I mean by my macros not that great sometimes. I'm forgetful. I'm also doing this at the end of the long day. A lot happened today, so this is like my coming down time. Anyway. Look, you can see a fireplace in there. It's kind of cozy. There's like a fireplace here, but anyway, you know, here I got finally some sprinkles coming in, so I'm hoping that can change the game. But I mean, that's a huge army, yeah. So I'm thinking to myself, what is this gonna do? I'm surprised he didn't press more though with his arbaletiers, if that's how you want to call it. I guess he was just waiting for me to come into the... Look at that, this guy's sprinkles, all that other stuff. I think he really just wanted me to come into this castle. I think that would have put a big smile on his face. So now I got some more... Hand-cannons is really what I want to make. I guess crossbowmen's not the worst, especially with these royal knights. So when it comes to springolds, you really want to have a few. If you don't have a couple, it's not so helpful. At this point, you know, I'm getting pretty destroyed. My economy's getting messed up, but luckily for me, he was being very forgetful on his economy, and wait, does he even have farms? His food income's pretty low. I lose a very unnecessary relate right there. So 500. Let's see what I have. I'm at 1,000. I have a lot of wood here. 3,000, 3.5, 3.6. He's around like 1,000, 2,000, 2,000. So 2,000 resources versus 3.6. That's a big deal. So that's it. I didn't know obviously how many resources he had, but I would have figured I would have been dead already if he was had any kind of conviction of his attack. He's playing very defensive, and that allowed me to rebuild a little bit. I was thinking, this is kind of ridiculous. This game is definitely over, but you know, I think the fact that I had all 5 relics made me kind of happy, and I didn't want to just throw that away. So I'm already sending my villagers all over the place. Now, his horsemen are just chilling up here. I guess we both kind of suck at macro, because he could have killed a lot. He could have done a lot of damage. So I can't really attack unless I have multiple springolds or I have a culverin, which is basically a stronger springle. I don't know what I like more. Obviously, if I had 6 culverin or 6 springles, I would take 6 culverin. But culverin are quite expensive. But because I had a lot of resources, I went for it. Now you can see I actually branched out here, and this is where he made a fatal flaw. Exactly, I made the same fatal flaw. We both should have been scouting, and like one horseman would totally ruin this. But people get, there goes my Palace of Swabia. So you know, yeah, he should have been scouting. I should have been scouting. But here I got the culverin. Culverin's really nice because it kills a springle at 1 shot. It makes a huge difference. I don't know why he's building go here. I think he was getting cocky and he just wanted to like flex a little bit. This red palace defense structure definitely made things a little difficult for me. But it is what it is. At this point, I do have a little bit of superiority when it comes to anti-siege, but he's got so much siege that it's just impossible to stop him right now. This is where my cauldron was absolute. Look at that. It goes right for the springles. Or actually, no, I didn't go for the springle. But it's just like, I was able, you know, having 3 anti-siege things just did a magnificent amount of work. Here it kills my cathedral, which was definitely important. Yeah, so this was really embarrassing on my end. I literally walked my most expensive, best units right into the castle. I didn't think it was going to do such a good job, but it did. Here you can see my hand cannoneers doing God's work. I just gotta be really careful. I walk these way. Oh my god, it's just losing so many good units for no reason. It's really unhappy. This really upset me here, that loss, and I didn't even really fully understand it. But 10 tiles. He basically killed my my bombard. And I was like, what the heck? And this really made me really mad. If I knew a bombard can't get close enough to this red palace, I would have never made one. So that was pretty frustrating. And excellent against buildings or stubborn targets. I don't know. So I guess the Trebs are clearly more powerful. So at this point, I got my culverins, my sprinkles. I'm going around here because this guy's killing the whole base. So I'm just like, let me walk it around and try to kill these puppies. Again, he's not doing much economy. This was his big mistake. I mean, he's got like no... Like, he has a nice army, but he's not really able to rebuild it, right? And I just come in here with my culverin and my sprinkle, and we're just tearing shit up. I mean, tile range on the culverin is 12, same with the sprinkle. The ranges are the same. If you upgrade your sprinkle, which I think So at this point, I'm like, did I just kill his castle and most of his siege? And I'm like, yeah, I did. So I'm just, you know, picking off some troops here. These hand cannoneers, guys, they are doing the work. Unfortunately, I lose a lot of them. I keep one prelate with a relic just for the conversion, because if these horses come in, they're killing this whole entire thing. I mean, he could have sent his horses in right now and killed probably all of them if he went for the prelate first, but this kind of scared him and it made him not attack. I think that's what happened. So at this point, I'm sending units across the map, gathering every resource I can get my hands on, if it's gold or wood. And he doesn't actually do anything about it. Look at this, I'm building a mining camp here. That's pretty embarrassing. Wow. So I have 6 trips now. I'm coming in pretty hot. I think at this point he's a little bit annoyed. But again, 1.3, 2.4, 3.2. I got 3.2 thousand resources coming in a minute. He's chilling around like 2.2 thousand. It's hard to, even if your whole village is getting destroyed, it's hard, really, really difficult to maintain that kind of pressure. And he does a good charge here, but he was so busy chasing his units out of the Wallow territory, the conversion territory, that it actually killed him. And I actually had some pretty good troops here for this. Crossbowmen didn't have enough. I don't think I had enough hand cannoneers. Only one hand cannoneer is kind of sad. I don't know why I didn't make more hand cannoneers, because if you think about it, I had tons of resources. I had 8,000 food, 5,000 gold. I should have only been making hand cannoneers. Oh, here I go. I literally just woke. Wow. It's like I just woke up and I had the same thought. Because at this point, sure, I have an army, but it's not like that good. But the comp is pretty good. I can counter all of his horse rushes. And I can't counter, though, all of his light ranged infantry. I don't really have a great counter for that. I have a lot of spearmen, which aren't very helpful. So that's probably like one big problem, I would say. He's building a last ditch effort castle here, which the fact that, so this was really good. He went for my tower. I don't know if you guys saw that. He went for my tower, which killed my tower. Who cares? It's 100 good, and he lost all of his artillery because of that. So at this point, he's probably really frustrated. Gotta say, these culverins are, if you got the gold, you make culverins, huh? So this is where I get a little bit too aggressive. Use some troops here. This is a very weak push on his end. Got 4 trebs here at this point. I lost my 3 legions. Not good situation. I don't know if I totally realized that. I should have been making more. I rebuilt this and I'm slowly bringing that together. But at this point, I'm pretty happy because I'm like, okay, well, for the first time, I'm actually pushing. I literally had that thought. And then he resigns. And I'm like, what? I'm like, bro. I'm over here with like half my base totally gone, and I had to rebuild it all. And he just resigns. So yeah, here are the stats, timeline, unit count, pretty much similar. Villager count, you can really see the Swabia made a huge difference. Military, yeah, he was killing me the whole time with the military, there's no question about it. Economy, total resources made a big difference to have some resources. The relics, obviously, society, relics captured 7, I think it was just 5. I think this is wrong, but yeah, you can see my main strategy here was to get to castle pretty quickly. I had a good feudal push. Castle, we were kind of similar, and imperial I was pretty happy to get into quite quickly. Which, you know, makes sense because that's why he had the bigger military. So probably makes a lot of sense. Anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in. Let me know in the comments below if you want to see more of something, what you like, what you didn't like, and drop a like and subscribe. I'll see you guys next time.